So what I'm going to go over today is testing a website in development prior to pushing it out. And I'm using a static site generator called Hugo. You can see here, it's all open source. And they publish their website at GitHub, which makes it perfect for our purposes because we're gonna compile this and run it. I've gone through this a number of times with this site and other sites, and there is a real opportunity to sugarcoat this stuff. Just run InterroBot against, say, a WordPress. That's not what everyone's dealing with. So let me know in the comments if it's helpful to see all the hurdles. Anyway, so let's take a look here. This is the same directory. I've already checked this out in Git. You don't need to check it out. Like with Hugo, you can actually just pull down a zip file and extract it. Yeah. So here's the directory, and I've also got VS Code, also the same directory. So just to get you up to speed, I got all the tools out. Want to cut to the chase here. Hugo, in order to run the server, I think it's just Hugo server. That should run the development server. And there it is. So we'll pull this up. And that looks good. I mean, exactly what we'd expect. So we could actually run InterroBot against gohugo.io. In this case, we're not doing it because we're doing this different workflow. Okay, so at this point, we're going to download InterroBot. Easiest way to do that is to come to this address, interro.bot, link in the description, and hit free download now. And that'll just take a few seconds. Then we'll run that. Okay, I'm just going to make one change. I tend to go for the dark mode, but everybody's got their own preference. So we got to go back here, grab this, and you can just close InterroBot here. Pull up the app and throw this in. You can change these settings while it's running. Looks like we got a problem here, but I'm going to do this first. So under directory path exclusions, I already know that this site has a lot of links to GitHub, like hundreds, and GitHub's a throttler. So I'm just going to add my custom exception, github.com/, and that's just going to be a match. Anything that matches this is going to get thrown into like a no robots bin. We can go to search here, or we can hit this magnifying glass. And you can see it's forbidden by meta no index. So I've seen this a few times where a development server is set up to not be crawled. And I think the reason people do that is like AWS or Azure or whatever. I guess there's a danger that they get indexed or something. But for our purposes, this is actually blocking us. Not many web frameworks use this approach. I don't see this very often, but it does happen. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna find this no index. So if I pull this up, There it is. So it's a meta robots, just as you'd expect. And I'm going to search for that. And since I know it's probably not this markdown, I'm gonna go for the HTML. And this makes sense. I'm not running this as production. I actually tried prior to starting this demo here, and I'll tell you what happened. It wanted a ton of libraries installed, and I didn't want to install them. So that's why we're doing it this way. And we'll just undo that and hope we get a clean git diff at the end. What do we got to do? We got to see if the server has restarted, and it looks like it has. Got to come back here. That looks good. I think we're good. We're going to run this thing again now that we've addressed that, and we'll see what happens. And just a reminder, I put that exclusion of GitHub in here, so you might see some GitHubs go by that don't look quite right, but they are. They've been addressed in an override. So let's rebuild this. And spoiler alert, it's going to take some time. So I might fast forward this stuff. Or I might keep talking and just take bits, the good parts. Looks like we're coming up to the end here. I am going to cut the heat. So looking at the crawl screen on the right over here, you got a log. You can go through that if you want. And a summary. But we don't care about any of that. We're gonna stick to reports, and we're gonna check links. That's all we're doing right now. So I just went to reports and clicked the HTML link check. Per page, is you'll see, filter can collapse URLs. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. Best to leave unfiltered for start. So here we go. We got 5 issues, and we'll just tackle them one by one. So for starters, we've got this URL, which is referenced from the home page, which is handing back a 404. But we're going to test that, and we're going to test it against the Go Hugo site, just in case there's any dynamic stuff happening. Cover our bases. But first things first, we'll open it up on our local server. Definitely looks like a 404. We'll head over to our Go Hugo. Try it there. So something's a little different, and all that means to me is that in InterroBot, we're just not going to worry about this one. This one's good. So we're going to go to this next one, also a 404. This one really can't hide because it's not even on our local dev. So it's definitely a 404. And what we can do is from InterroBot, we can grab this. And since it's just a Hugo site, I just search. Here we go. Here's the markdown. Now we got to see if we can find a replacement for this digital services testing program. There's probably a replacement somewhere. This is search it. Well, that looks pretty good. Mobile testing program. Okay. It's archived, but this page is still up. So I think the what we want to do here is just replace the link. One down. Actually, two down. So let's take a look at this one. 524. That's a, what is that? I think it's a timeout. We can check if it's a timeout. If we need to, we can go to search. We can search URL. So that's a timeout. And the reason I can tell is because the default is 15 seconds. Let's bring that back. Well, let's see if it times out with a browser. Nope. So that's a false positive. What happened there? So I'm not sure what happened with unicode.org, but my suspicion is they didn't like the user agent. The default user agent for InterroBot is InterroBot. That's overrideable. Now, if you want, you could go over here and into crawler settings and change the user agent. I'm just gonna leave it because it doesn't bother me. So 3 down. Let's go to this one. docs.bonsai.io. And that. Well, let's see if we can find docs.bonsai.io related to Hugo with a web search. Okay, that looks promising. All right, I think we have our replacement. So we're gonna look for this one. And there it is. We're gonna replace it with our new one. Okay, so now the last one, 520. I'm going from memory here, but I believe 520 is indeterminate, which means that could be antibot, that could be who knows. So we're just gonna pull it up in our browser and see what happens. And it's fine. So let's review what happened here. We have a crawl. We collected 2,800 assets, of which about 2,000 were pages, HTML pages. And in our link check, we had a total of 5 hits, 3 of which were false positives. And that's par for the course, unfortunately. Again, if you want, you can go over to Crawler and maybe throw your own user agent in there, and you can get that number down. So at this point, I've made my corrections. I could do my git status and my git diff and make sure that everything looks healthy. Remember, I gotta back out that change, so I'll do that right now. And there you go, just like it never happened. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and big things are on the way. I'm looking into a Mac OS port, so if you want to be in a beta program, come over to the website and let me know. Oh, here's the best way to let me know. Download the app, and then in settings, there's a feedback. Just say other, and let me know you want to be in the beta program, and I'll see what I can do. I'm only going to be able to take on maybe 5 people, so get in early if you want to get in. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, this is Ben from InterroBot. That's interro.bot if you want to go check it out. It's for Windows right now. Hopefully by summer 2024, I'm looking at a Mac OS version. But that's tentative right now. And yeah, have a great day.